Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hickory Motor Speedway, Hickory, North Carolina, for tonight's TRS Tour Modified event at the Speedway. 100 laps in store of the ground pounders here at Hickory. Started out as a dirt oval in 1951, was later paved, includes winners like Ralph Earnhardt, Junior Johnson, Ned Jarrett, just to name a few. Gonna have to wait and see who from the modified ground pounders can pull out the victory here tonight. Practice just about in the books, maybe about 5 minutes left in the session. Take a look at the top time so far. No one's surprised. The 65 of Dustin Painter on top, 13.41 seconds. Alfie Charon, the 78, is second. Looks like almost the exact same time, maybe 1/100th of a second off that pace. Dan Murphy Jr. checking in third with an identical time, at least on the live timing on my end. I only go out to the 100th place. 13.42 for second and third. 13.44 for Cody Fogg. He's fourth fast. Mike Taschereau at 13.45. And then we've got three in a row at 13.46. And then a 13.48 for Bob Higgins in the ninth position. 13.50 for Ben Choate in the 10th spot. So we're less than a tenth of a second spread between top time and 10th place time. So that's some pretty competitive laps here amongst all the drivers. Tonight's event and this series, of course, put on by TRS, the Racing School.net. We want to make mention of their recent promotion going on now for the holidays. It's not too late to purchase a winning gift for Christmas. No lead car, passing is allowed and encouraged. The Racing School is an experience of a lifetime. Book your date at historic Thompson Speedway in Connecticut today. Call 877-CAN-RACE or visit theracingschool.net. Of course, we can't forget associate sponsors Litchfield Specialty. They're on board here for the Tourmont Series. D. Dixon & Sons Trucking Incorporated. And Sudath Taxidermy. Call 636-544-7836 for your taxidermy needs. Dan Murphy Jr., thank you for queuing in there. Chat is good. Sometimes I just like to make sure that even my messages are getting out. Any of you guys watching the stream tonight, again, as always, please feel free to message me, ask questions, make comments. You know, if you want to see a particular replay, I'll certainly do my best to pull that up, show it to the viewing audience. We aim to please here at Holler Boys Racing TV. See Dan Butler in the 18, that orange and white machine. Looks like that thing could have a Holler Boys Racing TV sticker on it, but we'll have to work on that. Speaking of Holler Boys Racing TV, missing Carson Conway here tonight. Unfortunately, Conway, I think, traveling for business, out in the field, working his behind off, unable to make it to tonight's event. Practice just about in the books, about 10-15 seconds before we go official. Jump into the qualifying session. Going to do it. Looks like Rob Higgins came in late and put a hot time on the board. To keep an eye on the Higgins machine in qualifying here. Let's see who goes out first. Looks like it's going to be Rob Higgins. Number 40 machine also would look good with an HBR TV logo on it. Just saying. Higgins around lap 1, a 13.530 for the number 40 machine. Oh, a little loose off the corner, but looks like he gets away with that last lap. It was not faster. Lap 1 is the quick time for Higgins. Let's go to Mike Taschereau. He wraps up. Same situation off turn 2, gets it loose. Still lap 1 fastest for Mike Taschereau. Dan Butler rolling out onto the speedway. I hate to cut away, but we got to watch Dustin Painter here. Dustin Painter was very quick in practice, held that top spot right up until the very end when Higgins took his time. First lap for Painter, second quick, a 13.569. Most guys haven't picked up on lap 2. Let's see if Painter can. Definitely not. Everybody loose through 3 and 4 here on that second lap, getting all they can. Painter going to stick in that second position for now. Yeah, Dan Murphy Jr. in that blue number 41. He's going to roll out onto Hickory Speedway here. This 0.363 mile bull ring. It's sorry, you can't even really call it an oval. Yeah, it's an oval. It's left turns only, but yeah, it's tiny enough. It's not even a half mile, just over a quarter, kind of in between the two. Used to be a full half mile way back in the day. Keeping in mind, even the NASCAR Cup Series raced here for almost 2 decades, all prior to 1972 when the series was completely revamped into what we call today is the modern era. First lap for Murphy, lap 1 a 13.930, good enough for 8th position. A little wiggle off turn number 2 for the 41. Comes around, hits the sticks, lap number 2, not official. Must have had an incident point on that lap. They're not going to count it. Waiting to see if anyone else hits the track. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers that have yet to make an attempt here at Hickory Motor Speedway at qualifying here. We've only got, I believe these are 10-minute sessions. We're 3.5 minutes in. So Alfie Sharon's back out on the track, putting in his laps for qualifying here. That number 78, also a white and orange paint. Matches well with the TRS logo on the back. Lap 1 for Alfie, 6th quick, 13.73. Feather in the throttle through 3 and 4. Looking clean off turn number 4. Lap 2 for Sharon, a 13.57. He picks up on lap 2, puts it 3rd place. So James Kerr is out there in that number 75. He looked real strong at New Hampshire. James puts down a 14.30 lap 1. Leaves him at the back of the field. That might just be a throwaway lap for the 75. He's coming across now, checking in. What time does he put down? Lap number 2 for Kerr, 14.018. Not a great time. He's 12th fastest so far of the cars that have put in times. Still 4 cars to go out and make their first attempt. Looks like Austin Purnell maybe put 1 lap in. Greg Jones shows 2.5, but did not check in with an official time. I'm assuming due to maybe contact with the wall, maybe spinning out. Fortunately, in the iRacing system, if you do make contact with the wall, they automatically throw that lap away. Only 5.5 minutes in. Does not take too long to get around Hickory Motor Speedway at less than a half of a mile. Mod Squad getting it done in a hurry. Top time so far, Rob Higgins, as we kind of thought we would see, 13.53 seconds. Dustin Painter, a 57. 58 for Alfie Charon, just off that time. Looks like Dustin Painter might be rolling again. I don't know if he's going to get an official lap 2 here, but maybe just trying something. It's kind of a hack, really. You can use your qualifying session as a bit of a practice. If you get your laps done, you can stay out there and turn some laps until the session is official. They don't count for anything. They don't register, but helps you get a better feel for the car, maybe dial in brake bias a bit. Now we see Cody Fogg has hit the track. He's going to make his attempt. Number 58 Caterpillar machine. It's a cool looking paint job as well. Pretty simple, but it's got the colors right for sure. Cody Fogg, though, quick time, up to 6th position, row 3 so far for the 58, 13.692. Slides up the track in 3, slides off the course in turn 4. Lap 1 is all she wrote. Cody Fogg. Still a few more to go. Bob Higgins, Brian Torcha, and Ben Schote. Still time to do it, boys. Head out there on track, turn a couple of laps, see what you've got. Maybe you know what you got. Maybe you don't want to be up in that mess up front. Maybe you're just going to hang out in the back, let everybody weed themselves out. That's a strategy. Don't know if it's good or bad, but it is still a strategy. Waiting for the clock to tick down. 2 minutes remaining officially in the session. Still plenty of time for these 3 drivers to make their attempt. And typically we see this happen quite a bit during the day races where the sun is beating down on the track. It's nice and hot. If you got, an extra 5 minutes in your qualifying session, this one is particularly, it's a 10-minute session. Guys like to kind of wait until the end. Typically the race session, the qualifying session, is in an afternoon event. Some guys like to wait for some cloud cover, watch that track temperature drop. Even a couple of degrees, it does make a difference. Maybe only 1/10 of a second, maybe half a tenth, but as long as it's more than the guy that you went out after, it's an advantage. Certainly a strategy to play, especially if you're not pulling numbers for qualifying. While we wait this out, we'll be back after this. Welcome back to Hickory Motor Speedway here for tonight's TRS Modified Series. Qualifying is in the books. Let's take a look at our starting grid. On pole in the 40, Rob Higgins, with Higgins Hill Racing outside front row, Dustin Painter, the number 65 machine. Third will be Alfie Charon with Charon Racing. Mike Taschereau will roll off fourth. Shane Wagner, the number 26, will start from the fifth position. Cody Fogg, the number 58, will start sixth. Seventh place, Tom Melnick, TRS Motorsports. Eighth is Dan Butler with the Racing School. Ninth will be Matthew Whedon out of New England. 10th will be Josh Buckley. 11th starting position, Dan Murphy Jr. 12th will be Pete Woodrum. 13th starting position, James Kerr with Black Acid Custom Racing. 14th, Austin Purnell in the number 32. 15th, Brian Torcha. 16th, Bob Higgins. 17th, Greg Jones. Ben Choate will start last, but not least, the 18th starting position. That's your starting grid for tonight's TRS Modified Series race from Hickory Motor Speedway. Field out on course. 2 pace laps before we go green here. Get everything situated and everybody in the right spots. Green flag in the air, pace car down, Higgins in the gas. We are underway here from Hickory Motor Speedway. Dustin Painter, a little trouble through turn number 3. Big trouble in turn 3. Still no yellow, not sure why. Pretty big wreck yellow, there it is. 4 cars at least involved. So let's go back and take a peek what happened here with Dustin Painter. Painter, the number 65 machine you see in your screen there to the outside. Off turn number 2, looks like a little wiggle from Dustin Painter. I didn't see any contact there. Gathers it back up off the corner, gets into the fence into entry to turn 3. Gets into that marbles, the loose stuff, sends them down low, spins the machine out in front of the field, locks it down. Fortunately, a few others not able to do so, collecting the 65 of Dustin Painter. There you have it, the tale of the tape here at Hickory. Early caution here in tonight's event, lap 4. You see Dustin Painter hitting the pit box here for maybe some repairs and get that machine back out there. Dustin awfully quick here in practice. Let's see if he can cut his way through the field and still contend here later on this evening. Back out front though, Alfie Charon has rolled into the second spot, kind of a beneficiary of that incident. Rob Higgins, though, from the pole, still leads. Pace car lights on, still single file, at least a couple more laps here. We should be back under green relatively quickly. Bill Hunter. Boo, Alfie. Where are you tonight, Bill? You running? I didn't see you on the board. What are you doing? It's not too late. You're only 7 laps down to get in here. Lights are off atop the iRacing pace car. Ducks into the pit lane, single file restart here at Hickory. Kind of calm things down here. Restart is gone, up in the wind. The flag is waving. Higgins into 1. Alfie Charon second. Shane Wagner is third. Fourth is Mike Taschereau. Matt Whedon, your top 5. Higgins off turn number 4 at the line. Lap 10 going on the board. Alfie Charon right on the back bumper of the 40. Both cars up front looking awfully strong here in the early running. Laps click off in a hurry here. It's 100 laps around Hickory. We do have another caution, though. Looks like Brian Torch, James Kerr, Pete Woodrum involved. Let's go back and see if we can see what happened. See the 2 of Brian Torcha. Speed it up here. Working off turn 4. Gets down on the apron. All by himself through 1 and 2. So far, so good. Not sure what the deal is. It gives me a whole lap of replay. Okay, looks like the incident definitely happened up in front. Let's see who else we can catch on that replay. Get some more details. Let's check Shane Wagner here, see what we see out of the 26 machine here. Shane was running in the 3rd spot. His incident shows that was post-yellow flag, so let's dig a little deeper here. One more attempt. We'll check Pete Woodrum, maybe. Yeah, let's watch the 58, because I think he was involved in this a little earlier than the rest of the field. Still up. It was James Kerr, the 75, getting spun, and then everybody else comes in and just collects everybody. So 100 laps here at Hickory Motor Speedway. It sounds like a lot, but it's about 36 miles if you're really going to do the math. These ground pounders got a lot of power under the hood. They're lightweight, low to the ground. They're quick. But 100 laps here at Hickory, you're going to be like, how is that only 36 miles? Well, a lot of it's under yellow, unfortunately. But green flag back in the air. Higgins gets the restart. Alfie Charon to his outside. Looks like Shane Wagner and Mike Taschereau, top 4. Side by side, first 2 rows here, lap 17. We got a spinner on the front stretch and another caution.
Any feeling about the car at all?
Looks like James Kerr once again. Tough night so far for the 75. Looked real strong at New Hampshire. Speed things up here. This is coming to the restart. I think it's the lap following the green flag. We'll see what happened there. Some contact with the 13. I didn't catch the other black and green machine there, but James Kerr on the high side through turns 1 and 2. Making up some good ground here, going by Dustin Painter, trying to at least. Gets the 75 into the fence. I don't know if that was a block or just didn't see him coming, but yeah, James Kerr all kinds out of sorts. Turns 3, turns 4 down the front stretch. Certainly not happy. through all that madness, it looks like Alfie Charon has actually taken over the lead. Rob Higgins now back to fourth. I'm sorry, second place. Where did I get fourth from? Yeah, Bill, I wasn't sure. It kind of looked like a block, but it also kind of looked like Painter didn't really see the 75 coming, was starting to move up anyway, and all of a sudden the 75 was there. Blocking can get annoying. It's just going to cause wrecks, of course, but late in the race, it's okay, especially if you're battling for a win. Do what you got to do. Fluffy Charon, I forgot he told me to call him that. That's over the door on the 78 machine. Fluffy restarting from the first position. He's in the gas nice and early. Leaves everybody else behind in the dust. Great restart by the number 78. And we have another yellow flag. Looks like Matt Whedon has crashed. Let's take a look at it. So Matt Whedon in the 333, the purple machine down low. We'll speed it up here. This is on the restart. It seemed to happen right away. Ooh, cuts down in front of the 56. The 56 just can't get out of it fast enough. Sends the 333 to the inside with an expired engine. Yeah, Bill, sure is. I'm a fan of watching races at Hickory. I'm certainly not a fan of running them here. They're not easy at all. Pace car lights are off. We're going to go green this time by Alfie Charon, your leader. Shane Wagner, second. Higgins, Taschereau, Butler, your top five. Looks like we're going to go single file restart this time. Consecutive cautions in a row. Sometimes we like to do that. Kind of clean things up a bit. Maybe the guys have a little more room to work. Back in the gas, Fluffy Charon out up front into turn number one. Wagner second. Closing in, half a car between the two. Off turn number two into turn number three. Wagner's right there, a little bump. 78 gets turned off of turn number four, keeps it out of the wall. Well, this is the onboard, I think, with... Nope, we're going to go Shane Wagner here. Yeah, it's not picking it up. Either way, it looks to me like Shane Wagner may have accepted or given himself an EOL for that contact, which resulted in Fluffy Charon getting spun off turn number four. Charon lucky enough not to get it into the fence. But a tough break for the 26. Didn't look intentional. But you really can't rub with these cars. They're going to come around easy. Now looks like Shane Wagner back to the 11th spot. Green flag in the air. Rob Higgins back up front. 34 laps in here at Hickory. Rob Higgins, Taschereau, Butler, Higgins again, Painter in the top 5. Dustin Painter worked his way back up to that 5th position. Another caution though, looks like Whedon, Jones, and, well, Jones involved in an incident here. Let's see if we can catch this replay. Little post-yellow activity. These guys wrecking all by themselves after the yellow. See, Matt Whedon, Greg Jones. Matt Whedon in the 333, and Jones is in the 56. Not sure where Jones is in the picture here. Maybe the red car in front of that. High lane, possibly. No, that's the 2. Contact with the 2. Sends the 333 down low and then up the track into that green and black machine. Ooh, big contact by the 33 to that inside wall. Slides it up to banking. Clips James Kerr. Clips the 56. Nowhere to go for some of these guys. Yeah, Bill, I kind of figured that was the case. Like I said, even from my perspective, it certainly did not look intentional. A little bit of contact goes a long way here at this track, especially in these cars. And with him dropping to the back, I figured he either received an EOL or decided, yep, that's on me, I'll take it. Puts him in a bad spot, unfortunately. Shane Wagner did get caught into that yellow flag there. He's just exiting the pit lane right now, potentially getting some repairs affected to that machine. Shane Wagner at the back of the pack, just exiting pit lane right now, just passing the blend line cone, so to speak. Yeah, it's interesting, Bill. Bill Hunter is, Bill Voracek is in our multi-stream stream chat right now. If you wonder who I'm talking to because you can't hear the other guy. I, first of all, again, appreciate you guys chatting me up here in the stream. It gives me something to talk about. But, yeah, tough night for James Kerr so far. He looked super strong at New Hampshire, I think it was last week, and just not a good night tonight. Green flag back in the air. Rob Higgins in the throttle. Mike Taschereau second. Butler, Higgins, Painter top 5. Lap 41 of 100, almost to halfway. Clean restart so far. Rob Higgins down into turn number 2, off the corner. Nope, that's turn number 4. Man, this place is small. They get around here in such a hurry. A little bit of a gap now, back to second place. Mike Taschereau, Rob Higgins, maybe 2, maybe 3 car lengths, but that's going to disappear again with another yellow. Possibly Brian Torch and Austin Purnell involved. Let's take a look. Number 2 machine, that red car down low is Brian Torcha. Austin Purnell running in the 32 machine. I think that's the green and black car. Yep, very, very slight contact. And around they go. Again, so touchy. You get these cars sideways, especially here. It may look like there's some decent banking on these corners, but not a whole lot to work with, especially at speed, especially when it's sideways. Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this broadcast from a hotel room in Middletown, New York this evening, traveling for the day job. Figured I'd bring my stuff with me as to not let down the fans of HBR TV. I got lucky. The upload speed here is even faster than I have at home, so able to put on these great pictures of the modified series, the TRS modified series. Tonight's race at Hickory Motor Speedway. I'll be home tomorrow, though, so Back in action for the My Cricket Makes Truck Series. Tune in 7:45 for that event. Be sure not to miss it. Set reminders, like, follow, subscribe, share, so you get all the notifications relating to the stream. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your grandma, tell your grandpa, tell everybody. Just tell them to watch, will you? Lights are off on the iRacing pace car. Again, that means we will be going green this time by.
Green flag.
Pace car's in, green flag is waving. Higgins off to a good jump once again. Down the backstretch into turn number 3, the 40 machine, black and orange. Almost kind of reminds me of that familiar orange. The Richie Evans colors. Not as much black on Richie's car, but either way, we do have another caution. Looks like maybe Tom Melnick off track. We get to halfway. Getting into it late here. Looks like the 56 of Greg Jones was listed as the caution. Let's back it up. Because the 56 lost it into turn number 1. Number 56 machine, and basically an iRacing paint on the high side off turn number 4. Crosses the line. He's got the 333 to his inside. That's Matt Whedon. Little bit of contact at left rear Nerf bar, collecting the right front tire of the 333. You see it upsets the 333 car as well, but sends the 56 up to the track into the outside wall. Again, it's really proving how touchy these cars are on this track. Does not take much. While we're at it, once again, I want to mention the TRS, the racingschool.net. Not too late to purchase a winning gift for Christmas. No lead car passing is allowed, and while it's encouraged, the Racing School is an experience of a lifetime. Book your date at the historic Thompson Speedway in Connecticut today. Call 877-CAN-RACE or visit theracingschool.net. Yeah, pretty much. You can stick your hand out the window and spin these cars out. Greenback in the air. Higgins continues to lead. Second, Mike Taschereau. Butler, third. Sharon, fourth. Higgins, another Higgins, runs fifth. Some of the action, it's Bob Higgins here in the 5th position. Now we go on Brian Torch and then Alfie Charon. Alfie running in the 4th spot. Couple of TRS machines up there in the top 5. We'll say so far, biggest mover is Bob Higgins, that 5th place machine, the number 43. Give him a pat on the back so far for being up where he's running out of Leominster, Massachusetts with Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Good looking paint job on that number 43 machine, of course, matching that Checkered Flag Auto Supply scheme, so to speak. Looking good here, running 5th. 61 laps into tonight's event. Up front, seems like Rob Higgins so far doing a pretty good job. Couple of car lengths back to Mike Taschereau. Battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, though, pretty hot and heavy. It's kind of dissipated slightly. It's now just between Taschereau and Butler for the 2nd spot. But as we say that, Taschereau's starting to gain ground on the 40 of Higgins. Down to a car length here at lap 63 as they work off turn number 4. 2nd and 3rd place both looked like they collected the wall off turn 4 there. They gather it up, keep it straight, but not good. Cost some time to the 33. Taschereau's got it down back to another car length. And looks like a tough night for James Kerr. He's crashed once again. Let's take a look. Kerr in that black, fluorescent yellow, pink number 75. Speed it up here. He's making a move to the inside around the 56. Got it in pretty deep. Working off turn 2. Contact. Actually kind of looked like a bit of net code there. I'll back it up again here and slow it down. Same angle. Looked pretty good to me. So again, the 75 down low, the 56 up high. James Kerr grabbing that throttle on the apron a bit. They do slide up into each other, but yeah, it's netcode. I didn't see physical contact. Would the 75 have made contact anyway? Yeah, it looks like it may have been the case, but if it happens a little bit further down the track, a lot less wheel input into these cars, you might just get away with a little door bang and move on. But not today. The 75 around once again. Absolutely. Hard race in the netcode, unfortunately. Well, we're going to do it again. Lights are off on the pace car, going green this time by. We're going to get the restart with 29 laps to go. Yeah, I had to do the math. Leave me alone. Pace car hits the pit lane. Rob Higgins in the gas here. Green's waving. Mike Taschereau takes a look to the inside, though. Higgins, Taschereau, Butler, Charon, Painter, top 5. Bob Higgins slips back to 6th. Some of these guys are finding some grip on the low lane, especially off turn number 4. Looks like Matt Whedon and James Kerr crashing again. Man, a tough night for James. Let's see what happened here. These were the two involved in our last caution as well. Maybe not. No, I think that was the 56 and the 75. This is Matt Whedon, the 333. Murphy Jr. involved here, clipping the 33 there. James Kerr getting into it late. Just bad luck for the 75 tonight. It's been a rough evening here at Hickory for James Kerr. Bill Hunter saying that James Kerr is the mayor of iRacing. Green flag in the air, though. Rob Higgins may not be the mayor, but he is certainly the leader here at Hickory. Under some serious pressure from Mike Taschereau on the restart. 33 looking real strong at the green flag dropping. Off turn 4 here at the line, though. Higgins still has it. Maybe a car length, not even between those two cars. Higgins slips up a little bit, turn number 4 down inside. Mike Taschereau with the move, taking a look. Got a nose out in front off turn number 2. He's got him cleared. New leader Mike Taschereau here with 22 laps to go. Higgins now under pressure from Alfie Charon. He may lose the second spot as well. Handling possibly going away on that number 40 machine. We've run about 80 laps here at Hickory. Don't know that Higgins has taken tires. In fact, no, he has not made a pit stop so far this evening. Stayed out front, wanted that track position, but here he is, second place, now about to be third. Alfie Charon moved him up to the second position. Longest stretch of green flag so far this evening. Rob Higgins now back to the third position. Pressure from Dan Butler. 18 laps to go. Caution out again. Greg Jones involved. See Greg spun down there in the back straightaway. Number 56 iRacing painted machine here. This is off turn 4, across the line. I think the incident happens off turn number 2. We'll slow it down here. Looks like the 56 just gets loose coming off the corner. Tries to lock it down, but he's right there on the inside wall. Tough break by the 56. "15 laps to go here from Hickory Motor Speedway. Mike Taschereau, your leader, took that back. Or really took it for the first time here this evening on his own under green, getting by Higgins. Going to get the restart here with 12 laps to go from Hickory. Green flag back out. Mike Taschereau, the good restart. Alfie Charon second. Rob Higgins still third. To try and salvage a top 3 finish here. Bill Hunter. Bill Voracek, nice to see Mike trying finally. He's got to try a little harder. He's got a lot of pressure from Alfie Charon. 11 laps to go as they come off turn number 4. It'll be 10 to go at the line. Charon took a look down low. That corner, nothing doing, into 3 and 4 this time. Coming to 9 laps to go. Little push from this 78 machine. They both get away with it. Aggressive racing, but it's getting late. It's go time. Charon drives it in deep through 1 and 2, now into 3 and 4. Charon certainly looks a little bit quicker than Mike Taschereau right now. He's got to get by, though, and set sail. Right now, he does have a roadblock in the 33 of Mike Taschereau. Seven laps to go. Mike kind of settling into things. Meanwhile, Alfie Charon in behind, trying to find a line that might have some more grip and some momentum to get a pass made around the 33. 6 laps to go. Can he make a late race pass here for the lead and the win in Hickory Motor Speedway? Five laps to go. Alfie Charon still trying with all his might to get around the 33. Mike Taschereau takes a look inside turn number 3. Doesn't have it coming off a 4. Little wiggle from the 33 off turn number 4. Taschereau really pushing hard to keep in front of Alfie Charon here with less than 4 laps to go. Charon looking high off turn number 4, sliding it, dirt tracking it, saves it, keeps it off the wall, but he's going to lose a lot of ground. Alfie Charon back to the 4th position. Mike Taschereau now with a healthy lead back to Dan Butler. 2 laps to go. He's just got to bring it home clean now. Mike Taschereau in the 33 did a good job staying out in front of Alfie Charon. Alfie having some unfortunate luck, gets the car sideways. Taschereau takes the white flag here at Hickory one more time around this 3rd mile oval, and this race will belong to him. Once again, already into turns 3 and 4. He's looking for the checkered flag. Mike Taschereau's going to win the TRS Modified Series at Hickory Motor Speedway. 2nd place, Dan Butler. 3rd, Alfie Charon. Rob Higgins was 4th, and Dustin Painter battles back for a 5th place finish. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with our top 3. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Hickory Motor Speedway. The TRS Modified Series is in the books. We have Mike Taschereau, our race winner, here with us in the booth. Congratulations, Mike, on the victory. You had some real pressure there late from Alfie Charon. Tell us how you held him off, and then with his eventual almost spin off turn number 4 late in the race.
Thanks a lot. Alfie's tough. Basically, at the end there, I just had to hold the line and, not give him the room to get under me or get a good run on the outside of me.
Certainly a good race to watch once we got the yellows out of the way. It was a great battle at the end. It was certainly worth the wait. If I remember correctly, the top three, none of you guys pit at all during this race, ran the whole race on one set of tires. We saw with Rob Higgins, he was pretty dominant most of the evening, but maybe the tires fell off. How did the car change handling for you throughout the run?
The longer the run went on, the car would get more consistent. It was quick in the beginning with the green, and then once the run came in, it was a little more stable, so you could click off some good laps.
Well, Mike, again, congratulations on the victory here tonight. Who do you have to thank that could be on the race car, maybe with the league, or anybody that helps you get this thing done here this season?
Basically, just shout out to TRS. Check it out. We're out of Thompson, Connecticut. Drive a real race car, one of these modifies. I got 4 of them now. And congrats to Dan Butler and Alfie. They both work for me at the TRS, and good showing for us tonight.
Wanted to make mention of that once again while you're here, Mike. Again, the racingschool.net doing their Christmas present. They're trying to get out here. It's not too late to purchase that winning gift. No lead car, passing allowed, and encourage the racing schools. Is an experience of a lifetime. Book your date at the historic Thompson Speedway in Connecticut today. Once again,
Yep,
Mike, congratulations, man. Anything you got to say about that promotion that's going on before we let you go?
Yeah, it makes a great gift. Anything from a ride along to driving all the way up to one of our high-powered modifieds. So check it out, theracingschool.net. I'll give the office a call, 877-CAN-RACE.
All right, Mike, we're definitely pushing that for you. Congratulations once again. We'll see you after the Christmas break here. I think the 29th at Oxford Plains. That's going to be just as much of a handful as this place is, except no walls to hit.
Right, I love that track. I love these little bullring tracks. It's fun to drive.
Very cool. All right, well, Mike, well, thanks for chatting with us, and good luck, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays to everybody else.
Same to you.
Thank you. It's Mike Taschereau, your winner here tonight. Next up, we're going to go to Dan Butler. Let's pull Dan up into the broadcast booth. Dan Butler, Steve Singer in the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. How you doing, Steve?
Good, Dan. Congratulations. Second place. Not probably what you wanted, but it may be, I think, a position better than you expected. It looked like it was going to be the Taschereau and Sharon show there for a little bit, but Alfie had some issues off turn 4. You move up to the second spot. Did you have anything for Mike if you could have gotten to him, or was it just kind of a battle for second at that point?
It's so tough on this track. There was a couple restarts when I was behind Mike. I got a better restart than him, got low, but I didn't. It was too early to try to force anything, so I kind of backed out. But I was keeping up at the top 3 pretty well. So it's tough to say. It's kind of a crapshoot on this track. I was actually kind of surprised I could buy Rob too. He was pretty fast most of the race. I don't know if he got tight or whatever in the end. So I'm actually happy. I think I started 9th and we got the 2nd. That's good for points. I think I just tied for points lead right now with Rob. So I'm happy.
Very good. Well, we had Bill Voracek in the stream chat. Made a lot of comments as far as the track itself. It's very difficult. It's short. It's rough and tumble. The cars are real touchy. You can't get away with a whole lot of contact. But the guys that were up front managed to get away with it. Didn't have any issues on track. I know we had Dustin Painter early wreck, but made it back up into the 5th spot. So good job for Dustin. But before we let you go, Dan, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, TRS, theracingschool.net. Also want to thank, I got a couple of people that watch every week. They said you're doing a good job, so thank you guys for what you're doing. And off to Oxford next week. If they thought this track was small, Oxford's going to be even tougher. So just gotta have some patience.
Yeah, Oxford Plains certainly the next race on the schedule. We are off next week for the Christmas break. It'll be December 29th for Oxford Plains, so don't miss that. But we do have the truck race tomorrow, so everybody tune in at 7:45 for that as well. Dan Butler, congratulations on second place. We appreciate you chatting with us, and good luck tomorrow if you're running.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year.
You too, sir. Dan Butler, everybody. Last but not least, we'll go to Alfie Charon. Fluffy, Steve in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you. How you doing?
Well, you made it back up to 3rd, man. I thought you really had something for Mike at the end, but as Voracek was saying, he really tried hard tonight, so he ended up with a win. But tell us what happened there late in the run. It looked like you were just trying with everything you had to get a run on Mike and get by, but the car got loose and you sent it down towards the inside wall. I don't think you made any contact. Was there an issue there? Did you just mess up an entry or just overdrove it?
No, I just got back to the gas too hard and too early. Um, I just had to go back through the field, so I mean, I was just burning my stuff up more and more. So doing that early spin didn't help, but came back to a third place. But it's all right.
Is what it is. It's still a top three, good points night for y'all. I know race drivers hate that term, especially when they had an opportunity to bring home a win. But we saw later in the run, Rob Higgins looked so dominant early in the race, but kind of fell off. Was it more of a tire-related issue, you think? I know maybe you've talked to, maybe you haven't. You guys did not pit for tires throughout this race. So how was that as far as the handling was concerned with the old tires?
Handling was fine if you just waited to get back to the gas. He was strong early though. I mean, I was up there with him until I got into that mishap with Shane, but all's good. He apologized, and we'll move on from here, and we'll try to go win next week.
Very good. Well, again, congratulations, at least battling back. Still got the top three. Could have been a win, maybe a second place, but either way, you're here getting an interview. So who do you have to thank for helping you get things done this season?
Same as Mike and Dan, just TRS. I mean, just check us out, racingschool.net. We have a lot of fun there. We all work together, me, Dan, and Mike, and it's a blast. Come hang out, have fun, drive the cars like Mike said, and just, yeah.
Sounds like a plan, Alfie. I really need to one of these days make the trek out there. It's not too far of a drive. It's maybe a half day's drive for me to get to the track. So one of these days I got to do it. Maybe come meet you guys, grab a beer after, whatever we got to do.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're all pretty much like a big family there. We don't let anything get in between us all. Even iRacing. Me, Dan, and Mike, we all have fun doing this, and we have fun doing what we do.
All right, Alfie. Well, it sounds good, man. Ken, congratulations on the third place, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks at Oxford.
Thank you. Good job broadcasting.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks. That was Fluffy Sharon, our third place finisher here tonight from Hickory Motor Speedway. Before we get out of here, let's take a look at the official race results. Of course, we know Mike Taschereau is your winner here tonight. Second place was Dan Butler. Third place, we just spoke with Alfie Sharon. Fourth was Rob Higgins. Rob looked real strong. I think Rob started on P1 pole position tonight. Led for a good portion of the race. Tires going away late on the 40 machine. Finishes in the fourth spot. Dustin Painter, however, started outside front row. Had an issue real early. Spun the car, got in the fence, was all the way at the back of the pack. His battle was all the way back up to the fifth position. So good run for Dustin Painter, keeping a calm head about him throughout the balance of the race and bringing home a respectable finish for the 65. Sixth place was Bob Higgins. Seventh, Cody Fogg. Eighth was Josh Buckley. Ninth, Dan Murphy. 10th was Brian Torcha. 11th, Shane Wagner. Shane again had some issues, made some contact, spun a guy. Not intentional, but took blame for it, put himself at the back for doing so. Finishes one lap down. I think he was involved in an incident right after that. Not of his doing. Just a tough set of circumstances for the 26th tonight. James Kerr, the third, the number 75, still manages a 12th place finish after a very difficult night for him. It seemed like half the cautions we had, he was in it some form or another. Not saying he caused it, but he was involved somehow. So tough night after a good run last week at New Hampshire. Pete Woodrum, 13th. Greg Jones, again, newcomer here to iRacing. Greg finishes in the 14th position. Tom Melnick, 15th. Matt Whedon was 16th. Austin Purnell, 17th. And Ben Choate was the 18th finisher. I don't know that Ben even actually started the race because he's listed as 100 laps down. I don't know, maybe he took the green and parked it. I'm not sure of the case there, but nevertheless, credited with the last position on the field. Also, before we go, of course, we want to thank TRS, theracingschool.net. We've mentioned it a lot. It's not too late to purchase a winning gift for Christmas. I know it's coming up very soon. I think we're less than maybe 10 days here for Christmas Day to hit it. So there's no lead car here. There's passing allowed and encouraged. The Racing School is an experience of a lifetime. Book your date at the historic Thompson Speedway in Connecticut. Call 877-CAN-RACE or visit theracingschool.net. Also, again, thanks to Litchfield Specialty. They're also a major sponsor, associate sponsor of this series. D. Dixon and Sons Trucking Incorporated. And Sudath Taxidermy. For your taxidermy needs, call 636-544-7836. Certainly thank the participation from all the sponsors, TRS, LSI, D. Dixon, and Sudath Taxidermy. Without them, this would be very difficult to do. Of course, they do have a broadcast to pay for and social media and all the good stuff, and they really help make all that happen, put together a good race and a great league to watch. I appreciate being involved, certainly, but sponsors really do make it happen. So with that, I have to ask everyone out there in Streamland, please like, share, follow, subscribe. I know it's cliche to ask every time, but I got to do it because it does make a difference. Your likes help YouTube and Facebook determine who gets to see these videos, even if maybe they're not already following us. It does help spread the word on your guys' league since we do broadcast for you. So please go ahead and do that. Like, share, subscribe, follow, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody, okay? It's facebook.com/HollerBoysRacingTV and find us YouTube at HollerBoysRacing, no G, TV, because I think there is another account that's spelled properly, but we don't like to do things like that. So I'm bad at math. We can't spell, but we can put on a good broadcast. So we certainly appreciate y'all doing that. Please do it, okay? So for that, I'm Steve Singer with Holler Boys Racing TV signing off. We'll see you tomorrow for the My Cricket Makes Truck Series at 7:45. Thanks for watching, everybody.